I mean, I think the variability and fluctuation, it's not obviously not anything new that they haven't experienced before. I think, people are going to adopt, and it's just like adopting any other new technology in a way, is that you've got some of these challenges or opportunities to measure some of these things and make improvements to them. And, today's environment's way different, but nobody can, nobody knew a year and a half ago it was going to be like it was for the last 18 months. And so going forward, you've got to do still what's best to improve your efficiency as you go forward. And the market fluctuation is going to be there, but, ideally that makes you more sustainable to withstand those fluctuations by making the improvements.
Dennis or Ted?
Yeah, I would just add that, definitely with market variability and the volatility, that makes it more difficult from the producer, because some of these actions may have increased cost and you may not see an immediate return on revenue. And so you want to make sure you've, have the financial situation to pass through that. And so I would, from the producer's perspective, they need to think through that. It was mentioned earlier today, it's the same thing from the producer perspective. Again, different sustainability actions that might have, with market volatility, who you align with a partner. You may want to make sure you understand the partner you're aligning with to make sure, there's not an economic impact that's going to affect you as well.
I would agree with both what Dennis and Paul have said. I'd also add that, as you think about things that might influence what we have available now technology-wise and what sustainability may have words to say about whether we should or shouldn't have that available or how we should or shouldn't use that. And I'm thinking a little about the antimicrobial discussion this morning. We are in an elevated market risk scenario right now in the beef industry, and it's higher than it's been since the BSE event back in 2003. In terms of overall volatility and risk that we're facing financially in this industry. And I can give you lots of numbers around that, but that's where we're at, folks, in terms of risk on the market side. When you're in that kind of a risky environment on the market side, to also do something else that might influence the riskiness of the business, such as find an alternative to, let's say, a well-tested animal health protocol. The key thing there is as we develop alternatives to the current protocol, do they increase risk? And I think in a lot of cases they do. I don't think anybody's saying, let's be reckless or let's not use antibiotics in the way they've been prescribed. But the key thing is as we find an alternative to something that's well tested and proven that works well, and we've honed its application, and we're using it as it's meant to be used and as it's been approved for use, to take it away does increase risk substantially. When you do that, I think timing has a lot to do with this as to how things are going to be received, how capable producers out there are going to be able to take on that risk, because anytime you take on something new, give away something you had, you do have more risk associated with that and or more cost. And so those are things I think we just need to recognize. Sometimes the speed with which an industry can adopt something is hindered by the current market or other situation the industry might be in. And I think that might be the case with some of the things we're seeing come down the pipeline. But I mean, they'll adjust, but it takes a little bit of time, and the alternatives sometimes aren't as clearly superior to where we're at today. So.